So when people start hearing or learning about SRE, they hear words like SLIs, SLOs, and error budget, and it actually sounds complicated, but the idea is actually very simple. Hello, my name is Omolade. Welcome back. So these terms are just about answering one question. And what is the question? The question is, how reliable should this system be for users? Let me explain it. In SRE, reliability is not about servers, it's actually about users. Yes, you. So the first thing to ask is, can users actually use this system? Can they log in? Can they make a payment? Does the page even load fast enough? If users feel it, then SREs definitely care about it, and that's where SLI starts. So what does SLI mean? SLI means service level indicator. But in simple terms, SLI is just a measurement. For example, out of 1,000 requests, how many succeed? How long does it take the API to respond? How many errors do users see? So if it affects user experience, it is actually a good service level indicator. So we now see that service level indicator actually helps to turn experiences into numbers. That means it turns user experience into numbers, makes it measurable. Now, what is an SLO? SLO means service level objective. Remember I said SLI is a measurement. Now, an SLO is the goal for that measurement. Let's give an example. We can define an SLO as we want 99.9% of requests to be successful in 30 days. So having defined this SLO, it means that the team can stop guessing what reliability means to them, because it has helped them to define a clear goal of what reliability really means to them, which is 99.9% of success rate. Now, what is an error budget? If your SLO is 99.9%, like we had mentioned earlier, then that means 0.1% is allowed to fail. That 0.1% is called your error budget, and in simple terms, the error budget is how much the system is allowed to break or fail. So as long as you are inside that budget, that's the 0.1% budget, your team can release new feature. But when you burn the budget by making your error go above 0.1, you have to slow down and fix the problems. So let's use a simple payment service example. First, remember we said the SLI is actually what we measure. In this case, the SLI is the percentage of successful payment requests. So every time a user tries to pay, we measure whether it succeeds or fails. Next, the SLO is the goal for that measurement. For example, we can say 99.9% of all payment requests must succeed over 30 days. That's our reliability target, right? So now, the error budget is actually what is allowed to fail. If the SLO is 99.9%, then the remaining 0.1%, like we've said before, is our budget. So what that means is that, let's say there are 1 million payment attempts, only 1%, only 1,000 rather, is allowed to fail, and that's the 0.1%. So that's the space we have before reliability is considered to be broken. And here's actually how it's used in practice. If failures actually start eating into that 1,000 that we said is allowed to fail, teams will begin to slow down. They will stop shipping all those risky changes, and they will focus on fixing things like their latency, their crashes, their bad deployments, and the likes. And that's actually how SREs use SLIs, SLOs, and error budget to balance both speed and reliability in systems.